Hey, Terry, did you get that invitation to the viewing party for this episode? I got the
I
address
don't
here.
know. What's the address?
6353 Juan Tabo Boulevard, apartment 6.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Almost Sideshow. I have
Yay!
been blown. My mind has been blown for this episode. I'm really excited to dive into this episode where we are breaking down
Breakdown of Breaking Bad.
Breaking
Woohoo!
Bad, Season 3, Episode 13. We're going not half measures. We're going full measures, baby. I don't care what Mike says. We're going full measures. Let's do it.
Man.
Terry, I'm joined as always with my good buddy over here. Terry, what's going on?
What the end of this season is just absolutely insane. Just everything about it is insane. And this episode just puts the icing on the cake and leaves you
wanting more.
It closes the book, but it leaves so many questions at the same time. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is an awesome episode. Full Measures did air on television June 13th, 2010. And man, this is kind of an episode that, after I've seen it, of course, it's a slow build until you kind of know what's going to happen, especially when they reveal that Gale's back. I didn't call it that. Yeah, I knew this wasn't the last we saw of Gale. I know he was set up from the very beginning, but at the same time, I've been very anti-Gale. But at the same time, that guy's apartment was legit. That was some great interior decorating. The set designer was on point that day. And it was a sad farewell to Gale. I'm pretty excited to dive into this episode. And of course, it's not just the season finale. It's also the season finale. So that means we have to talk about the whole entire show and giving out our end of the year, end of the show,
end of the season.
Yeah,
not end of the show. We still got two more seasons.
Thank God, we still have 2 more seasons left. Thank goodness. It's the end of the season 3 awards. So really excited to give out some. What do they drink in this show? Chicken. They give out chicken. That's some chicken awards. That's what we'll be giving out for this season of Breaking Bad. So let's dive into it, Terry.
Let's do it. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
The season 3 finale of Breaking Bad, season 3, episode 13 is entitled Full Measure. What's the fallout from Walt and Jesse going against Gus's orders? Will they be killed? Walt definitely thinks so, as he meets with Gus and Mike in the desert. He talks himself into keeping his job for now, but Gale is back, and Victor is overseeing, and they are paying very close attention to every step of the process. Jesse is in parts unknown, or is he? Saul tells Mike Jesse is in Virginia, but he actually hasn't left town. He's hiding out in Saul's laser tag establishment. He and Walt see only one way to save their lives. Gale has to die. He obviously is around to watch Walt and reproduce Walt's legendary concoction. Gus goes as far to tell Gale that is the plan. Mike is busy with other stuff. Not only is he hunting down Pinkman and helping keep Walter in line, but he is also taking out cartel guys at some random office with a guy named Chow. Anyways, Jesse discovers where Gale lives, and Walt is about to go take care of him. Before he can leave, Victor intercepts him and says there's a problem with the lab. When he gets there, Mike is waiting for him. Everyone knows what's going on. Walt is there to die. He pleads for his life and tries to bargain into giving up Jesse to save himself. He calls Jesse, but instead of giving him up, he tells him that he has to be the one to kill Gale. Walt, once again, has the upper hand. He's alive, and Jesse takes the shot. There you go.
It's about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a hold on. 311. Okay. Yeah, this is a crazy episode. We all know it's going to happen. You know that standoff at the very beginning is only going to be led to one thing, because they still need his recipe, his formula for the meth. So of course, it's just postponing the inevitable. That's what Walter was doing. You know it's going to happen. Like, you know, Gus is going to go after you. I'm not asking the question, but did Gus put the hit out? I'm not asking that. It's people would ask that, but I'm not asking that. That begs the question. Do you think that Gus put the hit out on the kid?
I don't think so. I don't think he did.
Those bad actors in the last episode did.
Exactly. Did he know that might be what happens?
Of course.
And was being blissfully ignorant? Probably. But no, I don't think he told them explicitly, you need to go out and kill the kid. He just told them, you can no longer use him. Mm-hmm. Knowing that probably means if someone's leaving the organization, they got to die. Especially a kid. Because, I mean, he'll talk.
Kids talk. They tend to do so.
Kids talk. Yep.
Yeah. Money talks and kids. Money and kids.
All right. Yeah. So what'd you think? What'd you think about this thing?
Yeah, I did. Like I said, I did call some of the stuff with Gale. I had a feeling Gale was coming back. I had a feeling that Gale was still working for Gus. I had a feeling it was Gus's man. Victor apparently is the eyes and ears of the operation. He probably
the dead eyes and ears.
Yeah, he is the dead eye. He is the bug of the operation. Not the fly, the bug. Anyway, this was a really solid episode. It wasn't as quite as the body count wasn't as high as I thought it was going to be. We had more body count in the previous episode, but at the same time, the significance of who we killed, the knowledge is more of the person, really, because he had the knowledge of the recipe, which was Gale, and the shock look that they got one over on Mike is kind of crazy. How they all
he says the address and just goes, yeah. Like, I gotcha. that moment of,
and his eyes, and Victor just bolts running. So
you're gonna need me.
You're gonna need me now. He's like, why would that need? And he just says the address.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome line delivery by both actors. Bryan Cranston's on fire in that line delivery. This is where I truly feel like he is now playing chess now. So
he stepped up to the game. Yeah,
he's up to the game. He is full. He brought back the Heisenberg hat. So, you know, it's about to go down when he brings out the hat and the glasses. But he's Heisenberg now all the way. I think there's no really turning back on that. You kind of have to be, especially when you go toe to toe with Gus, Mr. Fring here. Interesting about the whole Mr. Chow thing. However, that's probably the most entertaining like little segment that had like no plot other than his hand placement.
Hands a little higher. Like
that guy is an idiot. How did he not know that's what it was going on? And he just didn't do anything. Stupid.
I don't know.
But anyway, it was a really good episode with a galeful ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Fallout episode, and I felt like writing the summary.
What's that? The Fallout will be I don't know what they said.
Existential.
That's it. Yeah.
Isn't that the line?
That's the line.
But I felt like writing the summary. That was one of the shortest summaries I've written for any episode.
It's pretty straightforward.
It's so it's so straightforward. It is a very focused episode, and everything is just building up and building up and building up. Like there's not a whole lot of plot. Like last episode, and how are we going to get to the end of this episode? Like that's all it is. It's going from the end of one to the end of the other, and it's just connecting those dots. And there isn't. We don't see Hank. Right, and what's going on with Marie? We don't see
Skylar really.
We barely see Skylar.
Not a present day
or
Skylar.
Walter Jr. Like they're all the side plots are non-existent in this episode. It's just how is this going to play itself out?
Does this play out pretty much like the next day, or a couple days later? Do you think?
Oh, it's got to be a couple days because he had a couple cooks with Gail.
No, I'm talking about like the. I'm sorry. Let me back up. How many days after the last episode did this episode take place because of the meetup with Gus in?
Oh, the meetup. Yeah, it's true. The meetup in the desert.
What's up with people like wanting to walk a long ways? That's another like thing that's really crazy. Like, that's got to be a long ass way, for Walter.
Yeah, you gotta think it was like a week at most.
Yeah,
because and the thing that makes me think that is when Mike tells Walt, "You haven't got your car fixed yet. You should get your car fixed." Because and if it was the next day, there's no way he would have gotten his car fixed by then. So that it's got to be at least a few days, maybe up to a week. That's what I'm thinking.
Good call. Good call.
A reasonable amount of time for Jesse to work his way from New Mexico to Virginia.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, best scene of this episode.
All right. So the best scene for me in this episode, we've kind of spoken a little bit about the ending here, but we're going to speak about it a little bit more, I think, because that it was basically an IOU moment, because I'm surprised Jesse never actually stepped up to do that before. Where like he's like, well, you just saved my life, and I get it because Jesse had a hard time even just getting the right totes from the store for the body. But so he put him in the bathtub because he's that's not who Jesse is, but that's who Walter has become. He's become the Heisenberg, the guy who's able to do these things. Now Jesse has official. This is the first time he's killed somebody. So this is
his first entry into the body count, I think. Yeah,
the first entry of the sad body count of Jesse Pinkman. Yeah, that makes it even more powerful. He has like just fountains of water coming out of his face, like his eyes are overflowing. And do you think that I honestly think that Gail knew who that was right before? Like when he said, "Please don't do."
Maybe. This. Yeah, maybe because he had seen him before when he showed up and they crossed paths as Gail was leaving.
Yeah,
and he was coming in. So it's possible he knew who he was looking at. It's possible he knew what was going on and what was going down, but I don't know.
He's not really good at keeping. He probably not the best poker player because his poker face in the cleaning of that tub. I had a feeling that Walter was really tipped off by that. He's asking way too many questions, first of all, and he's like, oh, I got your job. I'm next up.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, the ending is fascinating because it's Mike and Victor, like their reaction, and then Walter's like, yeah, got one over on you guys.
Oh yeah, the look of vindication, on his face is just beautiful. Of I won this round because I'm going to keep my life for a little bit longer, at least.
A little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
What's your
favorite? That's what I had down too. But if we were going to say something else, you got to go back to the beginning and you got to talk about the scene in the desert. Where they're finally meeting up, and my favorite part of that is Walt is getting ready to get out of the car. Mike calls him like, "I'm gonna need some sort of assurance," and Mike's like, "Well, I could kill you from here if that makes you feel any better."
Well, the assurance I can kill you from here.
Yeah,
good call.
Has your prognosis changed? Has your cancer come back? You are in your right mind, because how would anyone in their right mind do what you did?
A lonely junkie.
For a lonely, yeah, exactly. Calling out Jesse, and yeah, it's such an interesting scene, and they're like, and Walt spells it out like, as far as I'm concerned, you got two options: you kill me, You find Jesse, you kill him. Option 2, I cook. You keep going. You keep your guy. I like option 2. Put this behind us. And it's really Gus's only option at that point. Hoping the Gale can get caught up quick and then they can take care of it. But yeah, that's the one time we get to see him stand mano a mano with Gus in this episode, and it is an impressive one because Gus has that really quiet fury in that moment, and that it isn't much of a spoiler, but you see a lot more quiet fury moving forward.
Mm.
So
I can see that. I can see that.
All right, the Ken Wins Bogdan Award for the biggest douchebag of the episode goes to who?
Young Walter White with the leather jacket.
Oh yeah.
We didn't really get to talk about this scene, but he's trying to be a stick man, but he's a douchebag. We're gonna need 5 bedrooms. This house is not big enough. Probably the most that scene is probably the most like frustratingly sad slice of reality. You never think you're going to be in the house more than you actually are, and you're like there for like 15 years, or in their case, like a 35 years, because that's how old Junior is. But
of course,
yeah. But yeah, it's a sad slice of reality right there. But it's a really interesting look at their like kind of where they were before they had kids, in like shortly after. And so the weird thing to think about is if Marie's color is purple, that means Skylar's favorite color must be pink, because she was pretty much wearing everything pink in that.
Oh.
And who would have known? Like maybe because this is just really casting out, because Hank and Marie haven't had kids yet. Would her favorite color be as prominent when they have kids? Because Skylar's color maybe could be pink, and now they had kids, and you don't really see that color anymore. Super looking into that scene way too much, but that's what had come into my head when I saw it. So
yeah,
that's
a good call. I had that scene kind of all over. I said young naive Walt was my LVP.
Yeah.
And I also think that's midlife crisis moment too.
Yeah, I have the leather jacket in the middle.
Where just like expectations versus reality.
Yeah.
Of what you think your life should be and what your life actually becomes. My douchebag, I had the cartel guys. As dumb as they were, they were pretty douchey.
Got a couple cartel guys.
The throw, they didn't even have name tags on. They had no shot. But the throwing the shoe and the guy comes running out, opening fire wildly. I mean, that's something out of like Rush Hour or something. Yeah. It was.
They had
just,
discount discount Billy Zane in a bald cap, a really horrible bald cap at the very last guy that Mike killed. I was like, I'm like, is that Billy Zane? That's who I thought it was. With a bald cap, it looked horrible.
And it's something where it feels so out of place. Like
it does.
You got to think this is setting up something. Like it has to be like setting up something that's going to be coming up.
Well, I thought it was mostly like what happened a couple episodes, like paying like, hey, the cartels just got taken out down in Mexico, like that the guy that was sitting at the table with the twins and the Tio. That guy, because he got taken out a few episodes ago, and so maybe his cartel people are coming up, and that's who Mike was taking out. That's who maybe I had put. That's what I was going with it.
Right, but then you're also introducing someone new into the equation, this Chow guy, and looking at another layer of the operation that we haven't seen before. So you feel like it's setting something up. Why, if you're setting something up with this scene, why not just wait till the next season? It was like, we need something to fill in here, so let's throw this in a little teaser of what might be to come. I don't know. It felt a little weird. It's like they were short a scene on this episode, and they didn't want to go to any of the other characters to like lose focus, so they just teased this little thing because it kept with the core that they were working with.
they just want to give Mike more screen time because he didn't have a whole lot this season. So they made him a really cool badass. Who the shoe idea was pretty funny, and
I
then he's
mean,
like,
that is true. We do get a whole lot more Mike because of it. So
I love it's like, is she dependable? Can she drive? Psh. He's like, she's gonna need her shoe. That's a great
it's
line.
got Nader's show. Yeah. Well, my Pinkman Stickman award goes to Chow because I mean he's got a secretary wearing those shoes in the office. I mean there's something going on there. There's got to be, right?
Yeah,
They're the
there
only
goes
two in the
Chow.
office.
Yeah.
So that's my pick. What's your Pinkman Stickman?
I actually had passed Walt. Like he mentioned he want. Yeah, he's like, we're gonna have at least 3 kids. Like we're gonna have at least 3. And he
Space
just
lasers. That sounds interesting.
yeah, that guy just
A lot more
he
interesting than what I do.
puts you to sleep. Trust me. But yeah, he comes in like a rock star, and and then he becomes a you know Heisenberg.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
Best new face. I have the realtor down, just because it's such a weird little throwaway part. But
Louis Hertham. Louis
yeah,
Hertham.
I was watching this with my wife, and he when he goes like, "All right, I'm just gonna step out, and let you guys explore a little bit." I'm like, I don't know any other realtor that's done that before. And then my wife goes, "Oh no, that's brilliant. He doesn't need to sell her. He just needs to get out of the way so she can sell him." Like she's already bought the house in her brain. And
Yeah,
so
good
he
point.
just like, I just need to get out of the way and let you do your work as the wife who's already in love with this place. And
Mhm.
it was a good move. That was a smooth move.
Yeah, that guy. He's my familiar face too. He was pretty much the only option we really had for this, but he was in some interesting stuff. I don't know if you
Well,
had
him
time to
and
go.
Chow.
Oh, him and Chow, yes. I didn't know if you had to look at his filmography, but
I don't know.
he was in the Pinot nominated film Benjamin Button. He was in a
Ah,
bunch of TV shows. He was in 3 different seasons of NCIS. He was in CSI Miami, all in the span of like a year.
of
3
course.
different characters, of course. But yeah, he was in like I believe it was Westworld. Yeah, he was in a lot of different stuff. A lot of stuff.
He
Um,
was in a lot.
he was in a lot of television, a lot of episode stuff. But yeah, he's we may have seen him, but didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, potentially. Well, who's your best new face?
No, that was my guy.
Oh, that was your guy too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
He could be a stick man as well.
It's possible.
He could be.
It's possible.
I don't know.
Your Gomi minor character.
The blue masking tape's back, baby. It's on the windshield. His windshield was replaced again. That guy is making bank over there at the auto glass place.
Yeah.
But shortly it was gone pretty quickly in the next scene. But I am going to go with Gale in this one. I think Gale is deserving to be the minor character of the episode. His apartment is very interesting. I would love to take a look at the plethora of music that the guy has. Like you saw vinyl, you saw CDs. He probably
I
has
don't
some
know what he
HVAC.
was listening to. That
But
was
he was not listening to what I was expecting him to listen to. But his music collection looks amazing. It looks like our movie collection. That's what it looked like.
mm-hmm.
Very large collection, which is
Well,
great.
and checking the temperature of the teapot with his full on thermometer, and like I'm watching him like navigate his apartment, and all I wrote down in my notes. Yes, I am a nerd.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
Because that's his apartment screams, "I am a nerd."
Yeah, and
That's
he's like
really
using like he's watering his plants in like a very weird, like I don't think that's like a watering can, but like it looks like it's like a kettle of I don't know, kind of some kind of pot.
sort of beaker or something.
Yeah, something like that. And he's like very scientific with how it's set up. A lot of literature laying around the room too. But yeah, Gail, very. It would be interesting to spend more time in that apartment.
Yeah,
Apartment 6.
absolutely. Uh, the Cowhouse Dumbest Thing Said award?
Going back to Gale here. That's the only thing I really wrote down that I really could think as being something dumb. Gus comes in. Oh, hey Gus, how you doing? Want a creme de mint? What's that? What's that? Why is that the go-to?
Creme de menthe?
Creme de menthe? Creme de menthe? It's a minty alcoholic beverage. Like, why is that the go-to? Maybe because he can mix it in his beakers. Like, maybe that's why.
I don't know.
He's not a mixologist. He's not Todd over here.
I wrote that down too. It's like, who offers a creme de menthe?
Yeah, who offers that? If Todd ever offered me that, I would slap him in the face.
The other thing I wrote down, that's great. I wrote down whatever Gale was singing felt like a dumb thing to say. But another thing I wrote down was when Mike goes to visit Saul, I need the whereabouts of a Jesse Pinkman. He goes, whereabouts? What am I, a hall monitor?
That's good. Yeah, that was a good one.
I was like, and then the other, I could kill you from here if that makes you feel any better. That I thought that was a good one.
I'm in conference.
I'm in conference. By the way, do you know what my banner is? My banner LWYRUP?
No.
That's Saul's license plate. Lawyer up.
Oh, lawyer up. Okay, yes. Okay, yes.
That was his license plate. All right.
I saw that too. I was like, oh, that's good. That's creative.
Problems? Anything outdated with this episode? I had a problem.
Why is that little girl sitting in the front seat?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think he's got a car that would have a passenger side airbag. I think it's too old.
True, maybe. But she wasn't like a car seat,
or anything.
A boost. But it was like kind of like, whoa, crap, because it's also older cars too.
It's older car, and
yeah. So I get it, but it was when it was caught me off guard at first.
Almost 15 years ago, so maybe she was big enough to not be in one.
Who knows? Yeah.
That's a good call. I had a problem with this one. So we talked about how had that scene with Chow that felt like a throw-in because we didn't have enough stuff to talk about, or they were like one scene short. Yeah, you know what you put in that scene? How did Jesse get the address? Like he just all of a sudden had it. Like what? How? Like he's not listed. He's not like Walt can't find it. So Jesse, did he follow him home? Probably. Show it. Like give us a little taste of what happened there. Because how did he go follow him home? Because he's not showing his face. Because he shows his face, he's a dead man. So that was my thing. It's like, tell us how he got this address. I'm fully aware he could, but how?
It is interesting too because like that one Mike scene feels completely different than some of the other stuff that we've seen before too. It's like it feels like Tarantino got a hold of it because there was a foot shot, there was some violence in there, some quirky dialogue. It definitely felt like Tarantino a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right, midlife crisis moment of the episode.
Wanting a wine cellar, I think that's also like a brilliant thing to want.
Surely we can't.
Surely we can.
House without a wine cellar.
Great.
What a great Skylar moment, by the way, though. Like her busting that out and like calling him out on his crap in that moment. I was like, oh, that's like top 5 Skylar moment of the show so far.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think the one I'm going with is Mike saying, "Hurry up, Walter. I need my sleep." That's a good one. We all need It's been a long week for me as well, with stuff at work. So I was like, that line rings very true. I need my sleep. Sounds amazing right now.
All right, that's a great one. My midlife crisis moment comes from the scene with Mike and his granddaughter. I learn a lot of new things hanging out with you. Like, I look at my son sometimes, and I'm like, you know the most random things, and I have no idea how you figured them out. But I don't know those random things, and that's impressive.
Yeah, that is true. The kids always amaze me as well. I have to go with ones like is this thing still cool? Because if anybody knows, you're going to be the one who knows. This no one
Right.
said that forever. Okay, my bad. I'll stop using it.
Mhm,
Yeah, kids,
mhm.
they're ahead of the game. Were we
Yeah.
ever ahead of the game like that? I don't know.
Doesn't have a horn. It's just his nose. Oh, I learned all sorts of things with hanging out with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great moment.
good.
All right, LVP. I already said mine. It's young, naive Walt.
Yeah, it's a good one,
Walter.
Walter.
My
Having
my
lots of
mic impression's getting pretty good. I'm
it
kind
is,
of
it
digging that.
is. It's way better than my Noel Hank.
Well,
But
yes.
yeah, that's good. Anyway, having lots of overhead as an LVP. Having lots of overhead. He can't stop production even for a day, a week.
Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call. MVP.
Mike, it's got to be Mike. That thing I was not expecting him to do that with the balloons, though. Honestly, the
That was
balloon thing,
such a
that
cool moment.
balloon thing, I was like, damn, okay, I see you, Mike. That was pretty cool. Like, and he looking all badass. He was saving ammo with that one shot kill, a double kill, and with the one shot, and then he
Mhm.
put extras in there. The shoe gag was awesome. I bet he could have been a stick man with that secretary.
And then he
Funny
shot
line though,
Chow in the hand.
and great big.
Have
Man,
her drive you to the hospital.
and he's gonna need that shoe. What did she say? She said yes.
She goes on for like 30 seconds. She says yes. That was another dumb thing. Chow saying she said yes. That's another dumb thing that was said.
Also hilarious at the same time. Mike's good in this one. I liked his interaction with Walter, and my wife was like, "Wait a second, I thought he worked for Saul." I was like, "Yeah, you missed a couple episodes, babe." Then I had to pause it and fill her in. This is what happened.
I've got my own PI following me.
He's gonna break my own legs.
Break my own legs. That's he did something
Go
stupid.
find the guy who made Tetris. I'm gonna go find Tetris.
My MVP's Jesse. I mean, he really comes through here. But how much does this moment change him for good? That's the real question. Like he is now a killer. Like he is now fully a part of it. There was still a small bit of innocence in there somewhere, but now it's all gone. It's all gone. So, but MVP of this episode, Jesse. I think
Mm-hmm.
his gumshoe skills we weren't able to see of how we got the address, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
go
ahead.
That'd be good.
This is. I looked on IMDb. I think it said this is the highest rated episode on IMDb of the series.
What?
It's a 9.7 out of 10.
This episode?
This episode, and I mean,
I would have never guessed that.
but it is such a tight episode, and it does exactly what you need it to do, and has those great moments that we've been talking about. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to talk about the whole season here in a recap. But and you're going to give some what do you think might be coming up in season 4 also. But
wow.
Let's recap here. The Walter White body count.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Is at 1 Emilio, 1 Crazy 8, 1 car, 1 custodian's career, 1 Tuco hideout, 1 lock, 1 uneaten burrito, 1 paper towel holder, rot, 1 backdoor to Jesse's house, 1 love of Jesse's life, a few burned $100 bills, 1 pepperoni pizza, 1 career in education, 1 meth making RV, 1 beginning of a galeful friendship, 1 fly, 2 kid killing drug dealers, and 1 Gail Bedecker. He didn't pull the trigger, but he authorized the hit. It's on the body count.
Yeah,
The Jesse ass kick count hasn't changed in a while. It remains at 8, which means he gets his ass kicked once every 4.125 episodes. So
it's good that Jesse's not getting his butt kicked as much anymore.
Yeah, he deserved a little bit of a break.
Mm-hmm.
Still, once every 4 episodes is a lot.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm
trying to think what could possibly still on the table. Obviously, they mentioned You said Bogdan was coming back, so Bogdan, Captain Eyebrows is coming. The eyebrows that don't stop coming back. He's probably gonna get fired because they're gonna buy that. They're not buying the arcade. They're gonna buy the car wash. So that's gonna happen. I'm hoping anyway. Oh, would Bogdan cry? That would be hilarious if he cried. But then it's gonna be Heisenberg versus Gus for the season. I think that's gonna be like what's gonna be the next big like character. It's having Heisenberg take down Gus. That would be freaking awesome to see. Like he gets the upper hand on him again. That would be, and then maybe Heisenberg takes over as the next Gus. I don't know. Something like that.
Man.
I don't know. That's the only I could think of. I was really like this. There's questions to be had, but it really doesn't set up what's going to happen next. We haven't seen what Gus has said about Gale dying now, so we will see.
Those are some
Can
good
it be next
thoughts.
week already?
Those are some good thoughts. Season 4 is so much fun. It's so much fun. Season 3 versus season 2. Like we talked, and Todd and I, or at least Todd was convinced that you were going to love season 2 because you were going to be all over all the Jane stuff.
Yes.
Season 3 versus season 2.
Well, that's awesome. We got Combo as well. Don't forget Combo.
Oh yeah, Combo.
Don't forget Jane. We got Wendy in her root beer earlier. Wait, was it? Or she's season 1? Okay, whatever. That's not.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
She was. Yeah, she was. I think she was more season 1.
Okay. Anyway, but we got Jane. We got Combo. We got the airplane crash. However, we got
Pink Bear.
Yeah, we got the Pink Bear. We got Tuco in there as well. We got his grill as well.
Steel.
We got Gomi in there. We got Tortuga.
Oh, Tortuga.
There's some good stuff in season 2. However, season 3, we do get Wendy. We get more Gus here. We get more Mike.
A lot more Gus.
A lot more Gus, which I liked a lot. We got Gale. But we get okay, so I'm probably leaning towards season 3 as a slightly better season because there was a lot more things with my characters and big impact stuff that happened to them. Like the Hank stuff is with the whole shootout in what was that, episode 7, I believe, taking down the twins. That was awesome. We get more Gus with Giancarlo Esposito. We get Jane here as well. We get what happened to Combo reveal. That was, shocking. We get the ending of this season, which is also kind of like crazy shocking. And we get to finally see kind of like more likable Skylar. We get Ted Beneke kind of pushed to the side, which is a very positive thing here as well. He's run his course. And yeah, Marie taking on a challenge, the 1-minute challenge for Marie. I think season 3 gets a slight edge over some really good character moments. If you're talking about like really cool, fun, like I want to hang out with these characters moments, season 3 or season 2, I would say.
Okay.
And Badger and Pete,
of course.
We'll get those guys back as well.
All right. That's a great call. I might join you with that. I might say season 3 over season 2. Just everything that goes on with Gus and Mike.
A lot more bigger moments in this because you also get Saul too, right? Saul comes out in this.
Yeah, and just the shocking way this ends and completely turns the tables on everything going on. It's pretty awesome.
What do we do?
Cam flies back.
Yeah,
sit
and
and
fly.
Sit and spin.
We'll see you next.